I was having like mental drainage looking at the bill situation. I couldn't get over the mental hurdle of how do I describe this? Every time I read it, I had PTSD hitting me about like how this could be read, interpreted, etc., etc. And I couldn't make any progress because I'd read what you had written and I'm like, is this really conveying our intent? And then I realized what the problem was. Anytime you write anything, right, you know who the target audience is.
Yeah.
The problem is our target audience is so ambiguous because some of them have read these documents and then forgotten what's written in it.
Yeah.
And then simultaneously, sometimes they read it and it's a bastardized sort of thing. And I think where I'm going with this is the bills should be an option. It should be optional. And they should be optional, and we should show how we're expecting them to work. And then at a later point, they become normalized. Because unless we show people how it can work, if we just tell them in this form, no one's going to get it, and we're going to just end up spinning our wheels trying to explain it until we try it ourselves. So instead of imposing everyone to the system, we should just say a alternative way to pass legislation is via bills. And then we start writing them and then show, hey, this should now be the only way to do it.
Yeah.
So we're not forcing anyone down this route. Let people continue doing it how they do it. And let's fix, let's use it on our end. We might even find some issues with it. When we get to a spot where it makes sense, we at least can point to how we've been using it and say, let's have everyone move to the system now.
So I don't... how can I put this? Well, you raised what you feel the problem is, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I want to share another problem from my perspective.
Okay.
Right, as the person who writes it.
Writes like I was going to be writing bills and such.
Well, as wrote the legislation in the first place, right?
Yes.
And has written as much as I have, right?
Mm-hmm.
This, you're right about this one. It reads like shit. And what further compounds that, what further makes it, what gives you reason to worry that people are going to read it and not understand it, is that we're trying to effectively adapt the current system into something new rather than starting fresh. And I understand why we need to do it that way, because like you said, if we hand a whole new thing on their desk, everyone's going to be like, what did they sneak in here? Blah, blah, blah. I get that entirely. But that's a very challenging thing to do as an author of the legislation, is trying to just shoehorn a new process into an existing process that's been bastardized.
May I give an example of how it could be done?
Yeah. No, I get the way that you're saying. Go ahead, though, please.
Yeah, like we could put a section in and be like, bills. As an alternative to pushing, we leave all the text the same, and we add a section and say, bills as an alternative to pushing legislation directly.
Yeah.
Legislative authorities can now have the ability to push bills.
Oh, I don't mean adding the optional. That I understand. I mean taking the existing system and turning it into bills like I did with that piece. It's very difficult to just do that, where we're basically taking the system as it's been known for 9 months and changing it, but using 80% of the wording that was there already, when a lot of it's just fluff. Some of it's not even needed anymore, but I understand why you didn't have the appetite for the first version of it, because it was a big dramatic change, right? but at the end of the day, that's kind of what the situation calls for. So I actually don't mind your idea of let's lead by example and show them how it could work, and then we'll do a bigger, more permanent change later.
I agree.
I think that's fine.
I'm too scared of like people seeing it and be like, we're gonna be taking service calls.
That's
right.
Well, and even then, you know, if we put something up entirely new,
I'll be like, what is this? What is that? What is this? What is that? I don't get it. I don't, and understandably so.
Yeah.
Us conveying how and what the bill mechanism is, it may not make sense. And honestly, as an option isn't a bad thing because, like, once again, if people want to do what they think is simple, which is just update an entire thing of legislation, let them fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas our stuff can very quickly become very condensed.
Yeah.
And then when I think people see what it looks like, you know, we'll be in a good spot.
Yeah, I agree. That works for me. Listen, when I hear the words like optional, I'm like, you have to understand where I'm from, something like that wouldn't fly. But in San Andreas, I think it makes total sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially given the last 9 months, it makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Okay. This is good.
Yeah. Any other news?
Yes. That one we're going to need to have on a timely basis. But not right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I got to think on it.
Okay.
A lot's been going on. Oh my god. I had a conversation with Sorry, 1 second. Nino.
Hi, Nino. This is David Summers calling.
Hey, can I call you right? Do you mind if I call you right back?
Yeah, that works.
All right, I appreciate
No worries.
It. All right, bye. All right. So, I had a conversation with our business partner. For some reason, I think this guy's under the impression that he's doing us a favor.
Really?
Yeah.
Which favor would that be?
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
And I'm sure you understand how I feel about that.
I do, yeah.
I'm going to be rather honest. He can shove this shit right up his ass if that's what kind of energy he's on. Now, I don't know if it's fear. And part of me wonders if it is fear. Because he also, in the same sentence, told me a lot. I'm going to best describe it like this. Some things happened earlier today. I got a phone call about a bunch of attack helicopters in off the docks. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so that sort of alluded to, okay, some shit's going down with our partner, and I'm naturally curious. APCs were deployed.
Jeez.
I get on my boat, and you know that one place where the pickups happen? Oh, it's lit up.
Shit.
Fucking police and all that. So I try to get in contact with our guy, right? Later this evening. I asked him, hey, what's going on? I let him do the talking.
Yeah.
I didn't mention anything about it. And I go, you weren't going to tell me about the fucking docks? What happened down there? And he sort of tries to challenge me back. Like, I don't need to know that shit. And he says something along the lines of, you think we don't know? We don't... Something about, like, man. It was very, he was expecting me to trust that he's got it handled. I have no reason to believe he's got it handled. I want to mind you, there's been a lot of slip-ups up until now. Like, you know how we do things clean? That's not how they move. I think they move a lot more. I don't think they understand the way we move versus the way they move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's fine, right? Like, I'm not over here to tell someone how to run their business, but my problem is that if I'm working with you and you've kind of burnt me not once, not twice, but 3 fucking times, and I've looked the other way, I expect a little bit of fucking gratitude. You know what I mean? I'm not asking you to suck my fucking dick, but I expect a little bit of goddamn transparency.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I didn't appreciate the trust me bro shit. But it wasn't just trust me bro, it was very much like remember who holds all the cards, and I'm sitting over here trying to think to myself, what fucking cards are you holding?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, what are you gonna do? Fucking like send a missile at me? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna take the toys away? You think I give a fuck?
Yeah.
I think there's a very gross misunderstanding as to where all of this started, because the agreement I began with was a common understanding that we're working together, right? And I think because he's probably got a bunch of other bozos that are willing to bow down and suck his dick, he might think that we're in that same boat. Fact of the matter is, he goes, shoves that fucking blueprint up his ass. You think I'm gonna give a fuck?
Yeah.
You need the money? I don't think we spent a dime of it. You know what I mean?
No.
The fuck are we gonna do with that shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the reason why I think there might be a little bit of fear underlining all of this is, which I'm not going to go into detail of as to the who, what, where, why, but he told me some things he didn't need to tell me, so I think the trust is there. I think he's just afraid. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Like, he told me things that he did not need to tell me.
Yeah.
Which means he doesn't need, I don't need to be impressed. I think he needs me to be impressed. Or I don't know. That's not accurate. Let me try to find the best way to explain without explaining what was said, what I think is occurring. I think if there was no trust, he would not have provided me the information he did. But he tried to end the phone call with he tried to little bro my ass. And that's a fucking mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got nothing to lose. He does.
Yeah.
Fucking burn this building down. Fucking what? Expose me? Right? I live in a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
And you're right there with me.
Yeah.
I live in fucking purgatory. Fuck Norman Bones. I live in purgatory. You live in purgatory. This is the real fucking purgatory. This goddamn office. And the goddamn responsibility that we've taken on. What are you going to take away? You'd be fucking freeing me, quite frankly.
I was going to say, you want to talk about doing favors for us. Now you're talking about doing favors.
Yeah. I think the biggest mistake in all of this is that I can be his biggest fucking partner, but that line of trust needs to be opened up. And then everything is all good. Because it's very difficult for me to trust anybody. I mean, other than you, Michael, and a handful of others, because, you know, fuck me. Amount of times I fucking, you know, cut the palm of my fucking hand and say, hey, take, you know, let me do this for you. Only for it to get slapped away. You know what I mean? Fucking, that's been our entire fucking existence the last fucking 9 months.
Not wrong.
You know what the worst thing about this?
Hmm.
The information that he gave me, I fucking gave him 6 months ago. Maybe even longer than that.
Jesus.
They got like a rat in their midst. And I found out about this a while back. I gave a warning. Only they now starting to think this guy is a rat. I don't know. I don't know. It's God fucking damn it.
It's just that, I mean, I offered you that book, remember? Way back when? How fucking long ago was that? All about leaks and shit.
Oh my God. Yet they're still working with one of the biggest ones. I don't even have a fucking problem with the guy. I don't know what the bigger picture is. I just want to fucking know that my people are protected. That's it. Is that too much to fucking ask?
I get it. I get it.
Here's where I'm at with it all, Michael. We have a lot of people that put their trust in us. And I don't know if I'm willing to jeopardize. The problem is, right, I can take the risk of jeopardizing it if we can, what's the word I'm looking for? Like calculated risk, right? But I can't calculate risk when a lot of those variables are not in our hands, right?
Yeah.
Or we're not being appraised of it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. I mean, you know me. You know, I'm not really worried about myself, but I'm with you. There's a lot of people that are involved, knowingly or unknowingly. And, you know, to put them at jeopardy, put them in jeopardy because someone isn't being transparent, it doesn't feel right.
I just need a heads up. That's it.
That's it.
A little bit of a warning. Because what if I sent one of you guys? I mean, I know you don't touch that shit no more, but if we sent one of our other guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what the fucked up shit is? We had cameras set up over there during this whole thing. I didn't write the fucking numbers down. I gotta have a fucking bird's eye view of it all.
Jesus.
But it's neither here nor there. Like, what if we sent someone out? You know what I mean? Then what?
Well,
We'd be dying on the stake for someone else's fucking, you know, God knows what.
that's it.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things here, Michael, I don't even know what the fuck all of this is about no more.
No,
I don't.
agree. We haven't really gotten anything, have we? When
I
you
wanted
really
a
think about it.
goddamn bomb. And you know what I heard today? Someone's fucking vehicle blew up for some bullshit. And you tell me I can't get a fucking bomb to blow up those goddamn justices. We had them right there during the governor meeting. That entire building could have collapsed.
Kind of feel like you were sold a lie, Nino. I'm not gonna lie.
I need to work this guy.
Yeah.
Because the problem is here, oh my God, I didn't even get to the fucking pot. We still got some dumb cunts undercutting everything right now.
Still?
Yes. I spoke to him 3 days ago. Yeah. Luckily, the loyalty's there. Every single one of them, minus one person, told me about it. Every one of our sales guys literally told me about it. They're like, heads up, there's another guy. Even people we haven't even followed through on.
Yeah.
Only one guy didn't mention it. And that one guy bought 100 pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think what it comes down to is this. Do you want a partner or do you want us out? I think that's really what it comes down to, and I maybe gotta make it plain and simple. Now, that could disrupt some shit, but quite frankly, I think it just that I think we just need it. Just it's really that simple. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
If tomorrow I wake up and you tell me, all right, let's get that mechanic shop up and running, you think I would care? Right? If we switch gears, you think I would really give a shit?
No.
I'm at that point, right? I'm at the point where it's I'm asking myself why are we taking this risk when the return is not commensurate to the amount of risk that's going into it?
No. I think I don't know what do we even the money's peanuts in the grand scheme of things.
I can make money a lot of different ways, Nino.
Yeah. No, but that's my point, right? That's
right. Exactly. Yeah.
You know who I actually fear? The DOJ. It's the only real problem we've had, to be honest. I don't know.
I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah.
Shit. All right. Well, I called him a bitch on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah. I was pissed.
Did he?
No, he hung up the phone. I don't even remember what he said. I was fucking pissed as fuck. Well, like I said, I think I have a feeling he had a really bad day today. If I'm gonna be honest. I think he has to remember I'm not his little fucking toy.
He's just taking his frustration out on the first person you talk to? Or?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, listen, one of his guys, one of his fucking prized possessions fucking ratting on him, so he's probably upset. That's probably how I read it. Like, I mean, like I said, it's going back to it. I think the relationship's still there. I just don't think he's fully recognizes it, right? Like I said, he would not have provided the information he did if he thought if the relationship was that bad damaged. I think he's just trying to save face. No pun intended.
Yeah. do you feel it was offered to you, or could it have been a slip up?
No, I think it was. He went well beyond what needed to be said. So
I just wonder if it was done deliberately, or
it was very extensive amount of information.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was clearly, calculated and offered up deliberately, okay, I get it.
Yeah, no, it was extensive. It wasn't just a little bit. It was very much in depth.
Yeah.
And if the trust wasn't there, then if I took this information and used it against him, it would really screw him over. I'll put it that way, right?
Okay.
And given that he told me this after the fact, that's why I'm kind of reading into the trying to sun me as more of a, listen, trying to be the boogeyman when I'm not afraid. You know what I mean? Like, I've been through too much shit to be afraid. I don't feel anything. I feel like my entire life is just a heroin trip, if I'm going to be honest, at this point, right? Like the fucking guy, like, in Breaking Bad, you ever see that episode where what's the guy's name? Not Heisenberg, the other one.
Oh my God, it's been so fucking long.
Jack. Jesse,
Yeah.
do you remember the scene where he's in bed with his girlfriend and they were doing heroin the night before and she's dead?
Yes.
And then he
I
just
do.
falls back asleep?
Yeah.
That's me.
Numb.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Bro. He does cry afterwards, but he falls asleep first.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just
I remember it.
oh man. So
So, what's the play then?
nothing. We'll keep it. I don't know. I guess wait and see. We just need to have a fucking. I need genuine. Show. Fuck. All right, let's talk about this. I have a seat. Let me talk out loud, and I need you to give me your thoughts on this. Phone call starts. He is not open about the risk factor. Either A, he doesn't believe it's relevant. Right? B, he's hiding it. C, he doesn't think it, like, either A, he doesn't think it's important. Right? He's already assessed the risk, or not assessed the risk, right? B, he doesn't want to bring it up. It's not my business, even though it should be. Right? I call it out. Slight bit of umbrage to it. He plays dumb. But then he opens up on the entire thing. Explains how it happened. Why it happened. And he also gives me a name on somebody that apparently ratted the entire thing out. Right? That particular person, that particular name, is he didn't have to give me the name, he did. He then goes on to tell me that the new prices are coming out and the other pieces.
Yeah.
Right? So during this time, actually before he gives that information, he says, remember who holds the cards. Now, I'm going to be honest. The moment he said that, I felt like a vein popping in the back of my head. Because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. You don't hold any of our cards.
Yeah.
Like, I don't love anybody. I don't, like, you know, there's no emotional hold. Right? This entire, everything around us, like, this is pain. Right? I don't know. It's a meaningless phrase to me.
Yeah.
Right? And if anything, I'm sort of losing it at delusion, and my annoyance is more like who you think you're talking to right now? Like, who you fooling type shit. Right? That's the kind of annoyance. Like Quentin says some dumb shit, and it's annoying me because we're in the middle of working on something. That kind of annoyance. But so then he opens up with a bunch of stuff, which he didn't have to tell us. Right? So... But then the call ends with a warning again. Like, that call kind of ended well, but then I went from like, okay, this guy's working me, to I'm pissed off again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think my issue here is that if he's going to try to play with his food, so to speak, we're not we're not fucking food. You know, that's not a working relationship. You know what I mean? Because now you're just sus.
Yeah.
That's the issue, is that there's a level of sus to all this, because I do not know how to place him. Right? He could truly have full good intentions, right? And I know I know this guy can't be that crazy to think that he's gonna have to print out like 5 more of these things to have shit run the way we've got it running. You know what I mean? We're the reason this shit is on the streets.
Yeah.
Right? Have someone else do it, fine. You're gonna have a fucking huge headache. More power to you. Right? But my point here is that it's all sus now. And I don't have time for sus.
Yeah.
I don't, sus is not a part of my equation. So
I'm assuming you made it very, very clear, you know, when you agreed to enter into this partnership, what your goals were, right?
I did. I think he's forgotten them.
I was going to say, because it really, really sounds like he thinks you guys are playing cards, but he's holding cards and you're holding a chess piece. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know. The problem is, yeah. What if he's talking about the physical cards that he gave me? Holy fucking shit, what if they're magical cards?
You need to go to sleep.
No, I'm serious. He gave me a card. What if the shit's magical? Like, what if he's like, what if he's like fucking Yu-Gi-Oh or some shit? You know what I mean?
I have not taken enough peyote for this conversation.
Just hear me out. Like, you heard, this is like the pestilence guy. There's like Norman Bones. What if this guy's like fucking Yu-Gi-Oh? You know? And he's talking about like the heart of the fucking cards. You know?
You're no.
This motherfucker might be able to summon a blue eyes white dragon.
Oh my god. Are you fucking high?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Well, I mean, it make.
If you say it makes sense right now,
okay.
I'm gonna stand up
listen,
and bitch slap you.
Look, what I'm saying right now, Michael, is let's say this pestilence guy is not hocus pocus, right?
Yeah.
Let's say this Norman Bones shit isn't hocus pocus, right? Then maybe faceless also, or like if they are hocus pocus, right? Like a lot of people are saying, and then one would say faceless might be hocus pocus, right? And what if he's fucking Yu-Gi-Oh?
What reason do you have to believe any of that shit you just said out loud?
I don't. I'm just saying, like, if we are going to, modus ponens, right? If A then B, right? Right now, our premise is hocus pocus doesn't exist. But if it turns out hocus pocus does exist, then it's reasonable that this guy's fucking Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay. So we're connecting dots here. The only thing that's missing is, evidence.
No, I agree. That's why I don't buy the hocus pocus shit from about pestilence.
So he's not Yu-Gi-Oh, is what I'm hearing.
I don't believe he's Yu-Gi-Oh right now, but I'm saying that,
if magic existed, he could be Yu-Gi-Oh, is what I'm hearing.
And he is holding the cards.
Do you like want to go play Hearthstone or something?
No, the game is fucking ass.
Okay, good. Yeah.
All right. Apparently a bomb went off today on Fudge Lane.
Really?
Yeah. Fucking blew up a old friend of mine. Only guy's been going around having meetings and shit. A lot of things happened many years ago. And I don't know, there's
Didn't one go off in the food court just last week too? You hear about that?
Oh my God, you're right.
He took out Senior Buns and I think Big Dog Noodles.
The problem with bombs are that historically speaking,
Hmm.
historically speaking, when it comes to arms, it's usually a handful of very particular people. When it comes to bombs, everyone and their mother somehow starts getting a hold of them. Does that kind of make sense? It's kind of,
Yeah.
and so there could be a relationship, but based on history, they may be completely unrelated, right?
Okay.
Because if we're gonna go down that theory, then there was a bomb and I'm not. Wait a minute. There was a bomb at Project R 6 weeks ago. Then there was a bomb at the Senior Buns, not at Senior Buns,
Yeah.
and there's a connection there, but I don't want to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably has very little relevance, but
I think there was one before all that too, wasn't there? That what the
Before
fuck was
Project
that
R?
cop's name? Yeah, the cop that got karate chopped and died. Didn't he get blown up by a bomb or some shit?
no, you're talking about
Hannah. Oh,
no.
what the fuck was his name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Bobby. Way back.
Yeah. Holy fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
I think I got it on video too.
I remember he had like his arm got blown off, right? Didn't he get like some old lady's arm put on him?
Yeah. That's crazy. Going back to the legislation thing, yeah, I think the bill stuff was separated on the side, and then I think that's the best way to do it. Keep it simple. Like, we don't even need to go into depth as to what it is. It just gives us enough latitude to start writing the shit.
Yeah.
And then we say, hey, like, let us do this and show you how it works, and then we can write stuff around this a couple weeks from now when it's like in traction.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. I'm not gonna do it tonight. I'm gonna look at it with
No.
a fresh set of eyes in the morning.
That's the other thing. Like, I think if we're doing it too, like, well, like, I can't work at this time. I think you and I are really good in the morning. We can critically think. By this time, it's just like, I don't know.
The other side of it is when I stare at one document for weeks, I start going blind to it. You know what I mean?
I totally agree.
Yeah. On the other operation side, before we, cut things off here, are we maintaining status quo, or should anything change between now and, whenever you have your next conversation?
Okay. Take the shit out of my ears. All right. Beautiful. All right.
Alrighty.
You got some sleep.
Yeah, yeah. You mind driving me back to the city, or you?
Yeah, I can drive you back.
Okay, easy.
It's the heart of the cards.
Yeah. That's fucking wild.
It's funny because there was somebody I used to be really close to that was a big fan of him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I never got into it.
I can't get into it either. I tried. It's tough.